This is the journey to One Africa. Hey everybody, welcome back to SNOA, and this is Mika. Let's get right into it. If you're new to this family, please do not forget to subscribe, like, follow us on our social media, Instagram, TikTok, under the names of SWAHILI Nation and Mika Chavala. But also you can feel free to support us by joining the membership here on YouTube, Patreon, but also you can use PayPal. All the links are in the description. Guys, I have latest on Ethiopian Airline, and the news says that Ethiopian Airlines suspends flight to Eritrea. Ethiopian Airline has suspended its flight to and from Asmara, the capital of Eritrea, effective from September 3rd, 2024. This decision comes in response to what the airline described as a very difficult operating conditions in Eritrea that are beyond its control. This suspension follows an area notice from the Eritrean Civil Aviation Authority, which has set a deadline for the suspension of all Ethiopian Airlines flight to Eritrea by September 30, 2024. The Eritrean Authority cited issues including systematic and organized passengers luggage theft, pilferage, damage, prolonged delays, and loss with no compensation, among other grievances, as reasons for their decision. Despite these allegations, Ethiopian Airlines has not publicly addressed these specific claims, but mentioned seeking clarification and aiming to resolve the issue amicably. This development marks a significant setback in the airline operation between the two countries, which had seen a resumption of flights in 2018 after a 2 decades hiatus due to improved diplomatic relations. I will read the announcement that has been stated by Ethiopian Airlines through X. They say that Ethiopian regrets to inform its valued customers traveling to or from Asmara that it has suspended its flight to Asmara effective September 3rd, 2024 due to very difficult operating conditions it has encountered in Eritrea that are beyond its control. And then it says Ethiopian Airlines shall do all possible to rebook affected passengers on other airlines at no additional cost. Alternatively, passengers can receive full refund for their ticket. For any assistance, please contact the nearest Ethiopian Airline office or Ethiopian Global Call Center with contact details shown on Ethiopian Airline website. We sincerely apologize for any inconvenience this may cause and appreciate your understanding and cooperation during this time. Ethiopian Airline, Star Airlines members. Alright guys, so that basically is the statement that Ethiopian Airline has written through X. There's no more information from their side apart from the news that I read. And there's so many, I would say so many comments from both sides, from Eritreans and Ethiopians in this post. I'm not gonna read these comments because everybody has a different opinion. For instance, if you see the comments from Ethiopians, they have different opinion that, and if you see the comments from Eritreans, they have different opinions of that. To be honest guys, me personally, I don't have any specific details on these operations apart from different tension that has been there for many years or for a long time between Eritrea and Ethiopia. And sometimes it seems like these tensions are dying down, like things are getting back to normal between two countries, and sometimes things are getting a little bit heat up. So it's hard to mention anything, but I think I will give my view generally. First and foremost, I will ask Eritreans and Ethiopians to let me know in the comment section about the details of this news, details of the operation. For Eritreans, why, how do you guys feel Ethiopian suspending the flight to Eritrea and also Ethiopian to explain in the comment section about why this is happening right now, and the rest of Africans as well, to hear your opinion as well, because all of us, we have some say to speak on, you know, these issues and what is happening. I would love to know the details of this news and what's really going on in the ground. But I'll say this, one thing that I'll say this, that Ethiopia is going through a lot of tensions between our neighboring countries, starting from Somalia, which I explain all the time, Egypt, Eritrea, sometimes Sudan. These are different countries that Ethiopian has been going through different tension with, and there's a need to work on the unity of Africa. There's a need to work on our relationship with our neighbors. There's a need to try everything we can, because most of the time when we go through troubles in our countries, when there's a difficult conditions, for instance, you can see what is happening in Sudan. For instance, I'll just give you, I've always been honest with you guys, and I'll give you my honest truth. What is happening with Sudan? You see Sudanese people trying to evacuate from their countries to the neighboring countries. Those are the first country that they will try to find a shelter. For what is happening in Congo, you see Congolese moving to Tanzania or some neighboring country, Uganda or other countries there. But if we don't have good relationship with neighbors, what will happen is that we'll be basically isolated from our own place. So this is not to say that Ethiopia is wrong and other countries are right, or other countries are wrong and other countries right. You have to understand what I'm trying to say. This has nothing to do with who is wrong and who is right. I'm not even interested in finding who is wrong and who is right, but I'm interested in us working our things out regardless of who is wrong and who is right. If you have two cups in the buckets, they'll definitely hit one another. If that happens to them, it's the same thing can happen to human beings into our countries. You know, it's impossible to say that we should not have tension between our countries. They will always be there, but we should learn how to dance in the rain. We should learn how to swim in the water. We should learn how to swim in the storm. You cannot expect to see calm water every time. Sometimes there will be a storm, and I think we should train and learn how to swim in the storm. So in the case of Ethiopia and other countries, neighboring countries, pretty much African countries as well, regardless of the conditions in our countries and what is going on, we should definitely learn how to go with the flow. You know what I'm saying? So in this regard, I believe that there will always be tension in Africa. There will always be tension between our countries. Sometimes there will be, perhaps there will be a civil war, as much as we wish that is not. We don't want it to be there, but it's going to be there. How can we survive together regardless of these tensions? I think that is the question that we have to ask ourselves. So in this case as well, I'd love to hear your opinion. How can we survive in the conditions like this? How can we survive? Because our disagreement is the benefit and advantage to them. And you know what I mean when I say to them. The more we quarrel with one another, the more our relationship are disintegrated between one another, the more we're lying on the disadvantage. What we lose from our tensions, from our fights, is more than what we gain. It's more than we gain. So I think there's a need for us to work on our relationship perpendicular. There's a reason, and it's very important for us to work on our unity at every cost, with everything we got. Otherwise, We're going to keep on losing. Unity is strength. Division is weakness. There's no way for us to win anything if we're divided. There's no way for us to win anything if we're not working together, if we're not standing together, if we're not collaborating with one another. We can't win nothing. And that is just a radical truth. So this is not about, my country, my country's right, your country's wrong, you guys have been. This is not about that. It's not about who is right and who is wrong. Please, as you're commenting down in the comment section, this is about how can we learn how to dance and how to swim in the storm, regardless of whatever that is happening. How can we do that? So let me know in the comment section, how can we learn how to dance in the storm? Appreciate, guys.